I noticed, for example, my balance, which was one of my worst areas a year ago, when I do the balance poses, one leg on the Vibe machine, I notice that the muscles that are supporting the standing leg are so much more engaged than when I do it off the Vibe machine. It's interesting because the muscles that have been working on the machine are now so triggered and so ready and so alive. I noticed that whatever I've done, whether it's using my Pilates circle for muscles, I noticed that it's more effective.
Feel those vibrations going through you. Here we go. We're doing some balance exercises here. All right, nice. Good job. Welcome to Good Vibes with Becky Chambers. Everything you need to know about whole body vibration from the world's leading expert.
For informational purposes only, not medical advice. Consult a qualified healthcare professional before making health decisions. The creator of this content is not responsible for any actions taken based on the information provided.
I am so excited to bring to you today Alex Rose. She has been practicing and teaching yoga for 40 years and learned a thing or two about muscles, stretching the body, and breathing in the process, she says. She has studied numerous types of yoga and is a certified teacher through several different research institutes and foundations. She is also, however, an acclaimed Hollywood producer of such films as Academy Award-winning Norma Rae and one of my all-time favorite movies, the comedy hit Overboard. Alex, thank you so much for being here, and I am really looking forward to hearing from you how you use vibration in your yoga practice and how it's been affecting your life. Please tell us.
Well, I'm delighted to be here, first of all, and very grateful to have met you, Becky, through OsteoStrong program and your wonderful machine, because building my bones has been very important. I was diagnosed with osteoporosis a little over a year ago, actually. And so I began searching what to do, looking at everything. And I do believe it's a full spectrum lifestyle change. Osteoporosis doesn't just happen to us, it's a result of our choices. So the vibration Power 1000 has been a really important aspect, a big slice of what I call my whole lifestyle pie. And I'm very grateful to it because a year later, I've had a second DEXA scan and I've moved from osteoporosis back into osteopenia, which is really remarkable. I'm 81 and I'm very happy to have made that shift. And I must say, using the vibration machine, I use it every day. And I think this is important. I've learned this through my yoga practice. If you're going to adopt a lifestyle change, it has to be like breathing. And you want it to be something that makes you happy, something that's pleasant to do, because if it isn't, you're not going to do it. You're just going to figure out an excuse or I'll do it tomorrow instead. One of the reasons I really love the Power 1000 is because it's fun. It's pleasant to go on. You can go out in lots of different positions. You can stand on, you can sit on and read your book. You can lie on your back and do your word puzzles on your phone. I do my yoga, lots of different poses on the machine. And if I do them first, I notice that I get on the machine early in the morning, the first thing, I just feel so much more limber and fluid for the rest of the day. And I do a yoga class at 9 o'clock, or I do a Zumba class twice a week and TRX classes. And if I do the machine first, I'm just that much more limber and that much more fluid. And I can still sit in Virasana pose. That's where you're on your knees and you spread your feet apart and your butt goes on the floor. And I can do all those things. And on the machine, it just helps. It just makes it faster, quicker. It works because it fits in to, I think, whatever lifestyle anyone has. And it's easy. And you can start with 5 minutes a day, 10 minutes a day, 15, move up to 20, 25, 30.
I just want to mention to people that for most people who have not done vibration before, but are a little bit older and dealing with some health problems, I recommend starting with just 1 minute on the Power 1000. I have had a few people who can handle more right off, but so many people will find that it's too much and they will not feel good if they start with that much. It's pretty powerful machine. So for most people, start at 1 minute at the lowest speed and gradually build up from there. I have guidelines in my manuals for the machines. So don't worry, you will get up to higher amounts and it will give you great benefits, but it's good to respect the power of these machines.
Yes, I couldn't agree with you more, Becky. And I started using a different kind of machine at my chiropractor once a week. And so when I found the Power 1000 and you, I had already been using one a little bit. So I wasn't coming in totally cold. And so I was able to start at a slightly higher rate, I think.
Right,
So
right.
you have to, as I say, find your own way with it. You have to be intuitive about yourself.
That's exactly right. But it's a little tricky. It's not how do you feel while you're on the machine or just
Exactly.
after you get off it, because
Right.
it's such a powerful detox system. And that tends to hit over the next 24 hours, like a detox overload, too much.
Sure.
So the next morning, how do you feel? You feel good? You feel better? Then keep increasing. You feel not so great? You might have done too much. Can you tell us a little bit about how you feel that vibration improves the yoga?
Well, here's one thing I noticed is really kind of funny. When I do, there's an 11-minute prosperity meditation that the yoga class I attend on Zoom starts with. And I notice when I do that 11 minutes on the Vibe machine, I like it so much better than when I do it on the mat without it. There's something that happens. And again, we're talking about subtle effects. We're talking about things that you have to be pretty aware of. And the awareness happens when you do something. Let's say I'm doing plank push-ups on the Vibe machine. Do those for a while and then go and do a few on the floor. You want to go back to the Vibe machine because they're more fun, they're more energized, and your muscles are working better. You may not be able to connect every neuron in your brain to the feeling of what's happening in your body because there's so many mitochondrial changes, cellular changes with the Vibe machine. It's working on all these levels, and we're not necessarily consciously plugged into them. So I just look at it, when I work on it, I notice that whatever I've done, whether it's using my Pilates circle for muscles, I notice that it's more effective.
The research and the science supports what you're saying. Because of the gravitational forces and acceleration involved with vibration and the massive neurological stimulation where it's causing all your muscle fibers to both tense and relax, the same rate the machine is vibrating, some 20 to 50 times per second, the effect of your workout on a vibration machine is 10 minutes gives you the benefits of an hour of conventional weight training. So it's very dramatic. But people also see, because they're both tensing their muscles and relaxing them with the vibration, that they their flexibility and their stretching increases more rapidly, much more effectively and rapidly also. So that it's working on all those levels at the same time. And did you see that?
Yes, I noticed, for example, my balance, which was one of my worst areas a year ago, when I do the balance poses, one leg on the Vibe machine, I notice that the muscles that are supporting the standing leg are so much more engaged than when I do it off the Vibe machine. So I think that's really interesting. When I step off the power
Yeah.
1000 and I try and do it, it's interesting because the muscles that have been working on the machine are now so triggered and so ready and so alive. I think that's a really wonderful way for people to try it. You awaken things in your arms. I'm working on the ulna, like I said this morning in class, and just doing it a few days on my elbows on the machine with my hands spread out so my fingers are getting everything and all the way up my arm to my elbow. This is going away. It's incredible. It was a pain in the ulnar area, in the bone and the elbow joint. And I thought it was a nerve pain. And the last few days, I've been just doing that for 5 minutes. Somehow, as you say, the contraction and relaxation of the muscle is going so fast, I couldn't put my brain there to do that because I don't have the neural capacity to control whatever those little things around the joint are. I can't say, okay,
Right.
move. But the machine.
Two things about what you're saying.
Mhm.
One is I would guess that one of the big effects that's helping that elbow so much is the drop in inflammation levels that you get from vibration. The researcher that I've been talking to recently, who's on the podcast, his research is showing 120-fold drop in inflammation levels with 8 to 12 weeks of vibration, 15 minutes a day. This was in mice, but it's similar effects in people and animals. So, I mean, we are animals, you know? So
Yes.
we can get spectacular results sometimes. I have many people reporting just mind-boggling drops in pain really rapidly. I think that's reflecting a drop in inflammation. So I would bet that's part of that. And I also wanted to say, when you were talking about the engagement of the muscles, when you're standing in a particular position for balance, that's very interesting because the vibration will cause 100% of your muscle fibers to engage. Whereas if we do it on our own, it doesn't work that way. If you're standing, maybe doing a squat or doing this balance pose, only 50% of the muscle fibers might be engaged. So you're totally right that you are actually working much harder and many more muscle fibers and little small muscles are involved to help you keep your balance.
There's another really powerful aspect here to the machine. And I learned that reading Tom Brady's book. Because when I started on this journey of getting myself stronger, I thought, well, who knows muscles better than a person who's played the longest in the NFL history? So his book on muscles is brilliant. And one thing I discovered is the neural pathways that control our muscles from our brain can get confused, and through injury or genetics or lifestyle, the pathway isn't clear to the muscle and the pathway is wrong. And you have to work that muscle for weeks on end to get the neural pathway to do the right message. So the machine gives you automatically the right message because now you're on the machine, the right muscles are working. So the brain, and this is why it works better after weeks, the brain is now picking up the correct way that that muscle should work instead of the incorrect way that it may have had because you broke your leg, you had a car accident, you're sitting. The vibration is going to cause all the right neurons now to say, oh my gosh, they're lighting up as well.
Right. And your brain and your nervous system has a huge ability, even as an older person, to rewire and regrow and reconnect properly.
Yeah.
To reconnect things. When you get injured, you learn to favor some area and make other muscles work extra hard, and you're actually walking kind of crooked. And that's very hard to fix on your own. But the vibration will cause 100% of your muscle fibers to suddenly be reconnecting with your nervous system.
And he always says everything is about the synchronization between the brain and that particular muscle.
Right.
And we can't consciously do that. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because we're not tuned in to that level of neurological activity.
I mean, there's many reasons why people gain strength rapidly using vibration, but
Mhm.
one of them is that within a few weeks, there is more connection between your nervous system and your muscle fibers. So
Right.
that when you ask your muscles to fire, to do some work, suddenly more muscle fibers in that muscle will be responding.
Yes.
So I want to just say to people too, though, incredibly enough, after your very first session, you may suddenly feel stronger. And that's a different kind of benefit. That is just your energy shooting up. And that's hormones increasing, neurotransmitters increasing. I believe there's an energetic component to all this where
Mhm.
your chi energy is getting tuned and your energy meridians are unblocking, your chakras spinning, and you're just feeling stronger and better. So it's kind of an
Well,
endless fount of benefits.
there's all possibilities within the human spectrum, but the normal person needs the machine, I think.
I agree with you, Alex. That's my mission.
Yeah.
Get
Well,
one to
good.
everybody.
Well, I think you're doing a great thing for everybody.
And cost wise, is a steal compared to healthcare. You know, you are protecting yourself from endless number of health problems and healing yourself.
I think your machine is extremely affordable. I was on the path, I thought, to buy a much more expensive machine, but it turned out it was a dual motor machine. And it's like everything got in my way. I couldn't find one on eBay. And then I found out about the Power 1000 and it was a lot cheaper. I thought, wow, this is amazing. And I would say
Yeah.
also beware what appear to be super economy versions on Amazon. A lot of those products, yes, they will move your body, they will shake, they will do all kinds of weird things, but they're not going to give you the effect and the health benefit that the Power 1000 will. That was my second thought. Well, I'll just get one of these cheapo depot ones. Well, no, that didn't work. I got a couple home, sent them back. They were just awful. And I didn't even know that much about it, but I could tell. And I read what the instructions were, and they were kind of crazy. This is not the way to go either. So I would just be very, very careful of the super economy versions and some of the super expensive ones. Just because they're super expensive does not mean they're better. They may be the dual, have the two motors. So just be careful.
Right. Right. Some kinds of machines are going to be too powerful or not optimized for the brain synchronization and proper synchronization of your brain with your body. You'll find the right kind of machines on my website. That's bcvibranthealth.com. Alex, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you. Wonderful to spend time with you.
Yeah, you have a great day. And folks, we are going to do some stretching now on our machines and see all kinds of different positions. You can do this stretches instead of your workout, or you can do some stretching before your workout. So join us, whether you have a machine or not. There's all kinds of wonderful stretches to limber you up. And as always, remember, only do as much vibration, have your machine on for as long as you know that you can handle, because vibration is very powerful and you want to start slow and build up. All right, so here we go. Let's start with a hamstring stretch. That means leaning over. We're going to get the back of our legs. All right, so lean over as much as you can. Touch your toes if you can, and even lower. If you can grab the top of your plate and pull a little bit, gives you an extra stretch, or you could put your hands behind your legs. There you go. You're getting the whole back of your legs and your lower back especially, and then slowly roll up. Here we go, like that, all the way, stacking up your vertebrae, stretching them out. Okay, loosening things, getting them in place. All right, and let's go into some shoulder rolls like this. First, we'll go back, and then forward. And remember, everything you're doing on your vibration machine is so much more effective than without the vibration. We're going to do like 10, 15 minutes of stretching, and it'll be like you spent an hour stretching. So very good use of your time. All right. And now clasp your hands together and pull apart, leaning over to one side, okay? And putting your weight on this far leg. Can you feel the stretch through your back, especially on one side? Feels really great to me. And then the other side. There you go. Nice. All right. And I'm going to do some other shoulder stretches and spinal stretches. So a little twist. Now, if you have severe osteoporosis, don't do this. Don't pull, don't twist too hard. But if you don't, then go ahead, and it feels great, and it is actually good for your spine and your back. There we go. And over to one side like this. These are back stretches that are going to help your back feel comfortable all day. Okay, nice. Good job. All right, let's do some arm stretches. So this is like your rotator cuffs. If you can't do a full circle like this, that's okay. You could do little ones, whatever you need to do. All right, and now switch. We'll go back the other way. There we go. Good. Good job. Let's do some neck stretches, and be careful with this. If you want to just go forward and back, forward and back, maybe to one side and then the other, that's fine. If you're comfortable doing a neck roll, you can do that, but don't push it if this is too hard, if this doesn't feel good to you. All right, nice. All right, cross one arm over the other and hook your elbow underneath that arm and pull in. You really feel that here, right? Through your upper arm and shoulder. Okay, nice job. Good. Then take that arm and put it behind you. Pull down, pull back on your elbow a little bit. This is a triceps stretch. That's the back of your arm. These are really great before you do a workout to stretch out. It can improve your performance, your athletic ability. This is also really great stretching out to protect you from falls, from injuries, and to help your posture. Okay, let's do the other arm. Pull this in. All right. I'm pulling this straight arm in towards me with this other arm hooked around it, right? Feels really good. And then bend your elbow behind you and push back, pull back a little bit. Don't end up squishing your head or pulling your head, just your arm. There you go. Great job. Okay. Now we're going to do some upper body rolls like this. 1, 2, 3 in one direction. Can you feel that through your hips and sacroiliacs? It feels very good, doesn't it? Okay. I am doing now some hip rolls, hip swivels. I've got my knees lined up with my feet, which are just a little bit apart. And then I'm going around in circles with my hips, okay? And I'm tipping them back when I'm in the back position and forward as we come around to the front. You'll feel this all through your lower back and sacroiliac joints. Go one direction and then the other. All right, just like that. Good. Nice job. All right, let's do some leg stretching. All right, there's all kinds of leg stretches we can do. Let's start with the adductor stretch. So we're getting the inner leg. We're standing half on the plate. One foot's on the plate and one is off. And I'm keeping my hips forward and my upper body straight. You'll feel it in your inner leg, inner thigh, and in your lower back and sacroiliacs, especially if you keep your hips forward and your body upright. All right, nice. And my other leg is bent. I don't know if you can see that, but to put a little bit more of a stretch in there. And then do the other side. I'm going to have to turn around, face the other direction. But I'm doing the same thing, bending the leg that's on the ground, keeping this leg that's on the plate straight, and keeping my body upright. All right, nice. Nice job. Feels good, right? Okay, we're going to do some quadriceps stretching, which is the big muscle in the front of your thigh. One way to do it is to grab the foot behind you. This is a good one for holding on to something. I've got a handle here, but if you have a counter, your machine near a counter or a banister, that would be fine to hold on to. And then you tip forward. Can you see what I'm doing? And it puts a lot of stretch on that quadriceps muscle. Just do what you can. You know, if this is too much, what I'm doing, you could do less. And actually, I'll show you an easier version, which is to put your foot up behind you and rest it on like a chair or a counter. And then you don't have to grab that foot with your hand. You can be holding on to something and you still get a stretch on your quadriceps. If you go down a little bit, bend your foot that you're standing on a little bit, you'll get a little more stretch. All right, let's try that with the other leg. First, the easier version. And then I'm going to do the one where I'm holding on with my foot because I like it. And I'm going to balance at the same time, just because it's fun. But if you need to be holding on to something, then go ahead. Don't fall, whatever you do. That's not worth it. Have something to grab onto nearby if you need it. All right. Now, there are some really great stretches that you can do lying down on your plate, but be sure to have a pillow for your head, okay? So I'm going to put this pillow on the edge of the plate and the ground, and I'm going to lie down on my plate. By the way, this plate's called the Power 1000, and do not put all your weight on one end of it because it will flip. All right, but now I'm down here, and this one is big enough so that you can get your whole back on there. It's very comfortable. Feels fantastic. Not all plates are big enough. This is also a very smooth kind of vibration, so it's comfortable, but you do need to have a pillow under your head. All right, so your legs are up, and you're getting a back massage while you're doing these leg stretches, so that's nice. Cross this leg, one leg, and put the ankle on near your knee, but not quite on your knee. Then grab the back of your thigh and the leg that's straight and pull that leg towards you while you're pushing on your bent knee with your elbow. Just gives you a great glute stretch for the glute, which is your butt muscles. All right. Oh, wow.
Uh-oh. Hello, Panda Bear. Okay. Now pull towards you and push your elbow with your knee. It's my dog, Panda Bear, I think. So just feel that nice stretch. Okay, good. All right. You can be rotating your foot if you want, one direction and then the other. Great. Okay, and then keeping this leg straight, pull in with your hands up by your calves now. Try to touch your head to your knee. You'll feel some more stretching on your back and your neck. Good. All right, now let's switch legs. Put the other one straight up, cross your ankle over your leg, and put your hands through inside so that you're behind your leg with your fingers clasped. pulling that leg towards you and pushing down on your knee with your elbow. You'll get a great gluteus stretch on your butt muscles. All right, pull that in. Oh, good stretch. Whoa, can you feel that? That's intense, right? And at the same time, you're getting a back massage, which feels great. Good. Rotate your toes if you want. And keeping that good leg that's straight up in the air, straight, and pull in and raise your head, try to touch your knees. There you go. Nice job. Oof. Okay. All right. Well, that was our stretching session. We are here 3 days a week. Use your machine every day. You don't need to work out every day. You can alternate working out with stretching or massage. Hit that subscribe button. You'll get notified whenever there's a new episode going up. All right. Have a wonderful day. Thank you.